internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. I need you to listen very carefully to what's being said right now by some of the biggest names in the industry. The same individuals that are attending closed-door meetings in Washington are coming out on press and telling you that we are not going to see a 4-year crypto cycle anymore. Those cycles are gone. And we have been saying this for a very long time. And in today's episode, I'm going to explain to you why the value of XRP is going to keep on going up. And it's going to set higher floors, and it's never going to look back. Because once the floor is set, the whole new economy is running, and they do not want volatility in these digital assets. And you're going to hear Charles Hoskinson in a moment say that with all the institutional money and these complex instruments that are entering the system, derivatives, etc., we're not going to see those 4-year crypto cycles. There's too much money, too much market structure, right? And you know what that means, right? Better floors, less volatility is what is being discussed behind the scenes.
Expecting that cycle to break?
With all the institutional money and much more complex financial instruments that are being traded, like synthetics and derivatives, I don't think we're going to see those types of cycles anymore. There's just too much money in the space and there's too much market structure. So there's going to be much better floors, but less volatility overall. And the volatility will be pushed to more complex financial assets. And so probably the Wild West that I enjoyed during the first 15 years of my career won't continue, but in many ways it was needed because retail investors are coming in and, the next 500 million people are entering the space. So you can't really have these boom bust shocks of 90% value increases or decreases.
And even when you zoom out and take a look at the whole crypto ecosystem, right now, Bitcoin's market capitalization is at $2.1 trillion. And that is over 50% of the entire crypto ecosystem, okay? The market for the whole crypto ecosystem is $3.6 trillion. And Bitcoin is valued at $2.1 trillion, and it solves zero. It doesn't do anything. Bitcoin does not do anything, okay? It is not being utilized right now. This whole era is pure speculation. And when you zoom out and take a look at the crypto ecosystem, and you take a look at 2017, for example, look how small we were. Look how tiny we were, right? And now we're hanging around at $3.6 trillion. And I'm showing you this because in a couple years, we're going to come back to this chart and we're going to be well above $10 trillion, $14 trillion. And we're going to say, wow, do you guys remember this moment? I know you guys remember this moment. We came a long way. And many of us, I don't know who entered around this time, but I myself was here early 2017. So I came in when the market, the whole ecosystem was even at, under $100 billion. Now we're at $3.64 trillion. And it's always good to compare this to the Dow Jones because the Dow Jones is a plant that was done by the government and we all got born into the system. So we don't really know better. But this right here went from $513 to $46,000 purely based off of a printer, okay? Fiat money has no value. Okay, this whole system is not what you think it is. They told you that they printed trillions of dollars and they put it and injected it into the stocks during CV19. How does that logically make sense? How can you sit there and say, oh yeah, that's cool? Like they know that this system is going to come to an end. And once crypto enters this space, this thing is going to be their next $100 trillion baby. So crypto going to 52 trillion, 60 trillion, 100% is going to happen. That's without a doubt, right? And look how small these days, us pioneers living through this, how small it's going to look. 2017 is a blimp when we reach 20 trillion, 28 trillion and onwards, right? So let's talk about this. It's very important because what Charles Hoskinson was pretty much talking about is that it's not about Bitcoin maturing anymore. He's talking about how these institutions are coming after liquidity, right? Once institutions are embedded, they don't let assets collapse to retail prices again. They're going to build these floors and they're going to build structure. And you heard what Sandy Call said, head of digital assets at Franklin Templeton, talking about liquidity pools.
Right. So we're very big believers in liquidity pools. We believe that liquidity pools are going to be a standard part of the future ecosystem.
And you and I both need to come into understanding that XRP is built for this structure. Let me explain this in simple terms so everybody gets it, and I want your opinions in the comments down below. Every financial system in the world runs on liquidity. Liquidity is oxygen. It has to move constantly, efficiently, and predictable. And in the old market, volatility existed currently in this crypto ecosystem because there is no deep structure. This is all speculation. Okay, this whole crypto ecosystem is speculation. In the new world, volatility is going to die because the players aren't traders. They're institutions settling value. So when Charles says there's too much money in the space now, that's exactly what Ripple has been preparing for all the money, okay? The moment corporate treasuries, banks, funds, and these governments start using these networks to move real value, XRP stops acting like a speculative token and starts behaving like what it was built to be since day one, and that is a part of a key financial infrastructure. So now when you bring in Arthur Hayes, the ex-CEO of BitMEX, and he just said, about trillions of dollars of equity being unlocked, he also said that this cycle is different.
So this cycle is different than the last three. If you want to take a look at Chinese credit and US credit, which leads me to say there is no 4-year cycle, at least right now. And so we are in sort of a extended cycle, whatever you want to call it, new world order, change in, trade situation, whatever, right?
What that means is, simple terms, global liquidity is about to flood financial markets. Okay? And that liquidity always needs a layer of settling. And the old system right now is just not going to keep up. Okay? So here's why the price of XRP is going to keep on going up. And never look back, ever. When real money enters a network designed for settlement, the demand curve becomes permanent. And you guys all know that XRP has a supply that is fixed at 100 billion units. And XRP's velocity increases as more institutions use it. And the fact that Ripple came out and said they're going to buy $1 billion worth of XRP should say a lot as well. But the higher the usage, the higher the value floor will be for that token, because liquidity providers need stability to price global payments. So XRP is not going to go to $5 and crash to $10 and crash back to $5. It's going to climb. It's going to build new floors. It's going to stabilize, and it's going to climb again, because every layer of institutional usage is going to strengthen the network. It is going to be a network effect. And this is going to age so well, because you're going to hear a lot of people talk about the network effect very soon. And you're going to see it. You're going to see the network effect go into snowball. Okay? So when you have Ripple, the partnerships with the banks, the treasuries, the brokers, right? G Treasury, Hidden Road, all of that creates locked in demand. Like Ripple bought the demand that is going to be pouring into their infrastructure. So once these structures are fully operational, the price discovery is going to end. The markets won't behave like they used to. Okay, it'll behave like the backbone of the world's new liquidity pool. So when Hodgkinson says the cycle is dead, he's right. When Arthur Hayes says, we're entering a new world, he's right. And the bridge asset that ties both those statements together is XRP. Cardano is going to play a role, but Cardano is not a settlement layer. Cardano does not settle. Okay, XRP was engineered for this exact same moment. So the next time you see people waiting for, they're going to say they're going to buy, they're going to sell this cycle and buy in the bear market, they don't understand. There isn't going to be another bear market like this. Not for assets that settle trillions and billions of dollars. Okay? That's why the value of XRP is going to keep on going up. It is going to be a very, very crazy thing for us all to witness. This is the era of permanent demand, the era of stable utility, the era of XRP becomes, what it was always designed to do, the heartbeat of global value. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But it is just tremendous. I mean, you guys heard us talk about it yesterday. Just the swell lineup in general is just, it's just crazy. I mean, you don't see Rosie Rios here, obviously. Like, there's so many that we haven't even considered yet. There's so many big players here. It is truly, truly incredible to what we are about to witness. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And do not forget the generational bottoms. We do have the trades open right now on Bitunix and on 2bit. Take advantage of the deposit bonuses. The links are in the description down below. And we are going to start the live 100% this month. And we're going to be leading that on to October, November, December. And document every girthy God candle that we are about to witness for XRP. Take advantage of the deposit bonus for 2bit and Bitunix. The links are in the description down below. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And the whole idea of XRP keep on going up. Okay, it's going to happen. That is such a real thing. I don't even question it. I mean, I've questioned it myself, obviously. I always, do quality assurance on my work. But it is going to get crazy. It is going to get crazy. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, only up. Remember that. It's only going to keep on going up. I know it sounds crazy, but it's real. It's real. Only if you see this. If it was easy to get rich, if it was easy to educate yourself, everybody would be educated, everybody would be rich, and yeah. You got to understand, we are all built different. But I'm talking, when I say we are all built different, I'm talking about we as humans, but we in this community are built pretty much the same. Okay? So we see it, we understand it, and yeah, we were all out there, like we got built in the same inventory. We were born, and we all got the good mind. We got the good batch. So if you guys are understanding this and the future value of XRP, and you are 100% certain, just like I am, that the value of XRP is going to go to $30, $50, $100, guess what? You and I got the same batch of brain out in the universe. We got the good batch. And the ones that don't understand it, they got the stinky batch that is rotten. It is dying. That brain of the individuals that don't understand this are just dying to leave that individual's soul and go over and, I don't know, unleash his wings. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But like I said, it takes a very, smart individual to really understand and have the conviction rate that XRP is going to go to these levels and hold through all these years, right? Like I said, if you're new to my channel, go watch my videos 5 years ago. The tone has never changed. Never changed. Because guess what? When you understand something, when you know it's going to happen, and when you understand that's going to happen with time, what am I going to do? Just stay positive as much as I can, educate people, and then make money. We're all making money here, folks. Everybody that has followed this channel, we have all made money. And you guys don't always comment. That's totally okay. I don't care. I mean, I do care. But we've all made money. We're all in the green. And the thing is, the best is yet to come. We have seen absolutely nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with another video.
But I think the idea of buying and holding forever and not trying to make adjustments requires that you've gotten it right in the first place. That you can only hold tight if you've bought right, if you will. And that is to say, have an asset allocation that has something to do with how many years you have to accumulate money, how much resources you have at stake, how much income you need, and how much courage you have to ride out the peregrinations of the market.
That's the way you say it. It's a long-term play.
Accept reality. Fiat money is moving digital with it.
Well, I woke up this morning, check my bags on the chain. XRPL still humming while the FUD folks complain. Ripple fighting Goliath, yeah, the SSA's game. But Johnny D and Hogan, they're bringing the flame. So we salute to the rebels in suits.
Good luck with it.
To the coders and hodlers wearing dusty old boots. Raise a toast to the ledger and the lawyers who bite, while taco stand dumps through the middle of the night.
Accept reality. Fiat money is moving
Brad
digital.
G's on the mic saying clarity now, while Shorts codes the stars with the hologram cow watch. The haters keep chirping, but the people ain't blind. This ain't some mean dream, it's the internet spine. Regulators stalling, but the clock's ticking fast. Ripple drops the case like a baseline blast. Communities united from Twitter to the street. We meme through the madness and never admit defeat.
That's the way you say it. It's a long-term
Yeah,
play.
we salute to the devs and the geeks, to the ledger that clears in seconds, not weeks. To D, to Hogan, to legal delight, and the salty old taco that just loves to spite. Hey Jed, you done yet? Or you got another dump scheduled for lunch? So here's to the warriors, the freaks, and the fans, waving salute tokens like battle flags in hand. It ain't just about coins, it's a movement, a pact. We defend what we build, and we're taking it back. Come on, salute to the ones in the fight, to the token that laughs in regulatory spite, to Schwartz, Brad, and the ones still believing, even while taco stands always leaving. One for XRP, and raise your guitar for decentralized dreams. This song's for the ledger, the truth and the proof. With a smile and a nod, we say salute.
That's the way you say it. It's a long-term play. Has to have value. Can't just be a store of value for store of value's sake. Has to actually have a use case, and that's how we see this evolving.
Okay.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.